Are you sick and tired of feeling that daily sense of anger and resentment at yourself for a choice you made or a relationship you were in, and you just can't forgive yourself and you're done carrying that pain? Well, welcome back. If that's you, if you just have not been able to forgive yourself for something you've done in the past, today's video I'm going to show you how to do that, because you don't deserve to live with that kind of pain. Nobody does. We're all perfectly imperfect, and I'm going to help you learn how to embrace that. Now, to do that, I'm going to offer you a couple different ways. The first one is this. I suggest that you think of the most cuddly, loving, perfect animal for you. Is it a cat? Is it a dog? Is it a horse? What is it? For me, I always think of a Labrador puppy. To me, they just bounce everywhere. They're soft and cuddly, and that's what comes to my mind. Or maybe even a Newfoundland or Saint Bernard, just big, fluffy, cuddly little puppies. So here's what I want you to think about. Whatever it is, that animal, I want you to picture taking that animal as, a puppy, and chaining it up and leaving it outside, never touching it, never petting it, never providing that sweet little puppy any food, any water, any love, any sense of care. Now, if you did that to this animal that you love and adore, that's so sweet and perfect, and in my case, a Labrador puppy, if you were to mistreat it over and over, day after day after day like that, what do you think would happen to the sweetness in that puppy? It'd be gone, wouldn't it? And what do you think that puppy might do? Probably bite you if you got anywhere near it, because it has no sense of what it's like to be loved and cared for and nurtured and treated with respect and dignity. Well, do you recognize that your inability to forgive yourself is us taking ourselves and chaining ourselves up and starving ourselves of love, attention, care, food, and water? And what do you think we need? What do you think that puppy needs after being mistreated that way for so long? What would they require? Touch and kind words. And so that's my suggestion to you. If you have been starving yourself of love, of affection, of kindness, because of the way you talk to yourself, because you just can't forgive yourself for your perfect imperfection, the first thing I suggest is, it sounds silly, but hug yourself. Now, if you're unable to do that, then I suggest get a massage or go to somebody that you care about and ask them to hug you. Again, if you've been severe with the lack of forgiveness, that may be difficult. So you may just have to start with placing a hand on your hand, just feeling the warmth of being touched again. And then recognize that the way you've been talking to yourself, your inability to accept that you're imperfect, is starving you, is the act of leaving you chained up and neglected. Is that how you want to treat yourself? If it was a person that you picked that was very hurtful to you, and you're kicking yourself for that, are you still blaming yourself? Do you see that if you're still blaming yourself for that choice, that now you have taken their role? While during the relationship, maybe they were the one who was being abusive to you, but now they're gone. And your inability to let in that you were perfectly imperfect and did the best you could with where you were at the time, that now you have become the abuser of yourself. Do you really think that you deserve that? Because that's what's happening when we can't forgive ourselves, is we have made the conscious choice to be our number one abuser. Even if you're in a terrible relationship right now, you are choosing to do this to yourself. You have literally walked yourself out to that yard, put the chain around your neck, and walked away and said, I don't care, I'm going to leave you there. Well, can you live with that? Isn't it time for that to stop? And so that's my suggestion, is learn to touch yourself with care. Learn to talk to yourself with care, because that's what's needed. I mean, imagine that little puppy. You'd want to go up and just lightly touch it and get it used to learning to accept love and care. Well, that's what you need too. And you'd talk incredibly sweet and say, oh my God, you poor thing. You're so adorable. You're so cute. You're so kind. You're so loving. And that's exactly how you need to talk to yourself. Now, the second suggestion I'm going to offer is this. And this is for those many people aren't spiritual. But if you're spiritual and you can't forgive yourself, do you recognize what you're doing? If we choose not to forgive ourselves, that means we have placed ourselves above God. Because regardless of your spirituality and whichever religion you believe in, the basic tenets of spirituality is you're forgiven, that there's nothing you can do that you aren't forgiven for. That immediately, once it happens, that you're set free. Well, if we have chosen that what we did, if we've placed that burden of it's too despicable, it's just so awful what I did, I can't be forgiven, we have literally just placed ourselves above God and said, no, God, you don't know what you're talking about. I do. I have this figured out. You don't. And your definition and how you handle that is wrong because I know better. That's what we've done. So do you see that the two options bring us into reality? One, there is nothing we could have done that deserves being chained up and treated as though we're an animal and less than an animal. No person has ever made any mistake that is that bad and deserves to be treated that way. And no person deserves to treat themselves that way. And if we haven't forgiven ourselves, we have to take ownership that we are choosing to treat ourselves that way. And we deserve touch and we deserve kind words. And it's time to start that now. And number two, that if we're unable to forgive ourselves, we have placed ourselves above God. We are better than God. And I don't think any of us feel okay with that position. So I think you can see with these two suggestions that today is the day you are set free. Take the chain off. Give yourself kind love, kind words, kind touch. Start nurturing and let it go. Let the tears flow. It's time to be set free. It's time to accept that you are perfectly imperfect. You are totally worthy of love and care and acceptance from everyone and everything. If you know somebody that's struggling with self-forgiveness, please share this with them. If you think this video helped you, please like it, leave your comments, and as always, enjoy the journey.